I don't know if this is too over dramatic, but trauma dumping on a first date is now a deal breaker for me. I don't care. It's a deal breaker. Like, get out of my life with, oh, I can't. Ah! Just even thinking back on this date, I'm getting so triggered and riled up. It's just like, why would you do that? Like, how do you... Okay, so let me just get into the story before I get too triggered and I keep on rambling because, oof. Anyway, so this happened a few months ago. I was going on a Hinge day. So pretty much me and this guy, we matched on Hinge. And at first he was a green flag because he was taking a lot of initiative and planning. Like, he was sending restaurants. He was, you know, really going out of his way and messaging me, making sure the time was right, this and that, like ironing out all the little details. And so I really appreciated that. I didn't even have to lift a finger to organize the date. I was like, okay, like, I love this. Like, maybe I'll have a little boyfriend. Oh my God. So basically we make plans to meet at this Italian restaurant in Midtown. Okay, so I'm on my way there and he arrives there first and he's texting me that he just got there. So at this point I had just gotten off the train and I was still walking there, so I was texting him back. I was like, okay, I'm about 5 minutes away, I'll see you soon. And then he starts texting me, oh, the mayor is here, LMAO, what the fuck? And I'm just like, oh, okay. At the time the mayor was Eric Adams, so I was just kind of like, okay, like, I guess that's kind of cool. I don't really care about him like that, but like, I guess the mayor outside like that, okay. So I walk to the restaurant, I'm looking all cute, I'm excited, and eventually I reach there and I see him. He's just like weird. Like, I don't know how else to put it. He was just so awkward because he was just standing there. And when I first approached him, I was like, oh, hey. And I say his name and he's just there and he's kind of like, it just doesn't really say anything. And I'm like, hello? Like, I expect him to like give me like a hug or something, or even just like a handshake, like just a little greeting. But no, he literally is just like, hi, you want to go inside? I'm like, okay. But I justified it in my head because I was like, okay, maybe he's just like a little bit nervous. But even as we were talking to the host, he was still just super awkward because she was asking, oh, where do you guys want to sit? And he's like, and he looks at me, he's like, where do you want to sit? And I'm just like, ugh. For me, I find confidence and like people who are extroverted very attractive. And so when someone's like, I can't. It's not for me. It's really not. Like, it just doesn't mix well. And so I'm just already kind of like, ugh. But in my mind, I'm still like, okay, maybe he's just nervous. Like, I'm a pretty girl. So maybe, you know, he's just is like, he's at a loss for words, whatever. So we get seated at a table and he's just still being awkward. He's like, you want to sit on the side of the booth or should I sit in the booth? I'm like, I'm a girl. Of course I'm going to sit in the booth. Like, what do you mean? So I decide to like try to ease the conversation a little bit and I'm just like, so like, how are you doing? Like, what did you do today? He literally just like chuckles. He has like a chuckle to himself. He's like, oh, I did nothing today. I sat in my bed and just watched YouTube. And in my mind I'm just like, oh my God, why did I come on this date? I just made a huge mistake. Like, literally I am oh my God, no. From that moment I kind of knew it wasn't gonna work, but I was still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I was just like, okay, like, let me... Okay, to put it into context, for me, I describe myself as a very goal-oriented, very productive person, okay? Like, very ambitious. To really put it into perspective, a typical day for me looks like I wake up at 5 a.m., I film my auditions, I go to my day job, I come back, I have like another productivity session, and then usually I'll hang out with a friend or just like relax, go to bed, wake up, do the same thing. And so for me, when I'm looking for when it comes to dating, that's like something that I need out of somebody. Like, I can't date a lazy person. I really can't. It's just, to me, it's such an ick. I can't be the hardworking one and then you're sitting home and just watching YouTube the whole day. That's just ew. So it's like, I need someone who can understand that mentality. I can't have someone that I need to like baby long and be like, oh, please make sure you go to the gym today. Come to the gym with me. Oh, please. And like dragging them along to do, I can't. You gotta already be able to have the motivation to do that yourself. And so when he said he just sat down and watched YouTube, honestly, I was just like, I love that for you. That's just, it's not for me. So yeah, I'm just sitting there and he's still just chuckling about how he's been watching YouTube all day. And I'm just kind of like, okay. At the end of it, he's like, it's just a little bit awkward because I don't really know what to say. And he's like, so yeah, I mean, the mayor's here. Isn't that crazy? And I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, that is kind of crazy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so at this point, we are looking at the drinks menu. And not only was he like awkward and also giving off lazy vibes, but he was also giving off brokey. Mind you, these restaurant options that he sent to me, he picked out. So it's not like I was like, oh, take me to these 5-star like luxury restaurants. And it wasn't even, it was like a restaurant that was like $50 to $100 per person. So I mean, yeah, it's not just like some cheap little like $20, $30 meal or whatever, but it's not like insane. You know what I mean? And also he is the one who picked it out. So just keep that in mind, because we're looking at the wine menus and he's like, so what do you want to get? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a rosé. And he's looking at the rosé and he's like, do you think they like sell it just by the bottle? This is kind of expensive. And I looked to see, and a glass of rosé was like $20, which if you are at a higher priced restaurant where, like I said, with the budget is $50 to $100 per person, $20 for a glass of rosé is not, I mean, it's expensive, but it's like, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe the pricing of the restaurant is typically, you know what I mean? Like, it's not crazy. For the type of restaurant it was, that price made sense for it. And I tell him, I'm like, no, I think a glass is just like $20. And he's kind of like, oh, okay. Here's my thing. I don't even got my money up like that right now, so I'm not gonna knock someone if they can't like afford it or whatever. Like, I love being taken out to eat and whatever. I'm not like extremely bougie when it comes to first dates, but it's like, dude, if you knew you didn't have the budget for this place, why would you pick it out? And it wasn't even just the wine, because then I tell him, I'm like, oh, I kind of am thinking of doing an appetizer. Like, should we get an appetizer, maybe like some breadsticks or something? And he's like, well, do you know how much they cost? And then the waiter comes up and he asked the waiter, he's like, do you guys have some kind of like breadsticks or something, or like whatever? And the waiter's like, yeah, we have breadsticks. And he's like, are they for free? And the waiter literally looks at him so irritated and he's like, no. And then I felt bad for him, so I was like, okay, no, it's okay, we don't need breadsticks. Because I was like, I'm not trying to be out here like embarrassing this guy if he don't got the budget for it like that. But still, it's like, why would you choose a restaurant if it's out of your budget? So then the waiter walks away and he's like, I wonder if the mayor would pay for our food. I still can't believe the mayor's here. And at this point, I'm like, is this like, why are you bringing him up so much? Like, this is so weird. But anyways, so I try to change around the conversation. I'm like, okay, so like, what have you been up to lately? Like, what have you been doing for fun? And just like, what are your hobbies? You know, that type of conversation. And so he's like, honestly, I haven't had much time for fun lately. I've been in court. I'm like, excuse me? Court? Why have you been in court? And then he just launches into it and he's like, yeah, I broke up with my ex a couple months ago. And I'm like, a couple months ago? And you're sitting here, oh my God. That's another ick for me, is I hate when people don't take the time to heal and they like jump into dating right away. Cause I'm like, no, go heal. You still got that other like past energy on you. I don't want it. I don't want it. And he goes on to describe all the different types of court. He's like, yeah, so there's like this type of court and this type of court. People think court is so expensive to go to. No, it's not. It's like $10. Yeah, I've been to court multiple times. It's really not that expensive. And you want to know why I'm bringing my ex to court? At this point in my mind, I just already know like this date is not gonna go anywhere after this. So I'm just seeing it as like free entertainment. And so I'm just sitting back, I'm like, oh my God, why? Why are you guys going to court? I'm so invested. He's like, okay, this might sound petty, but we are going to court because she took my favorite shirt and she won't give it back. I'm just like, he's like, I know some people might say it's petty, but that's my favorite shirt. That's my favorite shirt. So yeah, I have this court date lined up this week. Then I'm gonna take her to court again in August. I'm like, oh my God. At this point, the food has arrived. So I'm just sitting there eating and he's telling his story. He's just like, oh yeah, and we went to court and we broke up because of this. And then she did this and this and this to me. I'm just sitting there like,
yeah, I took her to court and she did this to me. She stole this from me. She yelled at my brother. I hate this girl. She's crazy. And I know it's recent and I shouldn't be dating so soon. I just want to get out there. I'm gonna get out and date and like crazy right now, bro.
And he just keeps on talking about his ex and it is so bad. He talks about how his ex got him fired from his job. Basically, he said that she falsely accused him of something and that with no evidence, he got fired. Basically, he was a worker for CPS, Child Protective Services. He's like, the mayor was basically my boss because I worked in CPS. I'm like, sir, Eric Adams did not deal with any of your, what are you talking about? That man doesn't know you. He doesn't know you. He don't know you. What are you talking about? He's just going on, just trauma dumping. And he's just looking back at me. He doesn't know what to say. And he's like, yeah, sorry I'm talking about my ex so much. And then he goes and like for 10 more minutes tells me more stories about her. I'm like, oh my God. And it reaches a point where it gets silent again. Because at this point, I'm like, I'm not going to do all the heavy lifting of carrying this conversation. And at this point, mind you, he hadn't asked me like a single question about myself at all. And so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'll let you do the talking. I'm not gonna carry this conversation. And so he looks at me and he's like,
yeah, so that's my life. Man, I just really can't believe the mayor's here. Maybe we can go get a picture with him.
And in my mind, I'm like, why are you obsessed with the mayor? Why? And in my mind too, I feel like the only reason he wanted to get a picture with the mayor is to make his ex jealous since he thought that the mayor was like his boss. All of this wasn't even the worst part. He accused me of having an ED. I was eating this lasagna and I didn't finish it. And there was like a little bit left because to me, I don't force myself to finish my whole plate. I just eat until I'm full and I save the rest of it. Like, or I just don't eat the rest of it, whatever. But I only eat until I'm full. So he noticed that I wasn't like finishing the last little bit of my lasagna. And he's like, oh, you're not gonna finish that? And it was like judgy. I was like, okay, sassy. Like, why are you acting like such a diva over this? And then the waiter came up and he was like, oh, do you guys want dessert? I was like, oh no, thanks, I'm good. Really, I was just trying to get the fuck out of there. And he was like, no, we're not gonna do dessert. And then he literally turns to me and he's like, yeah, you probably can't eat it anyways, right? You got a figure to maintain. And I look at him, I'm like, and he's like, you know, with the modeling and the acting. I was like, oh, you think you're funny. That's just another ick of mine. Like, I really hate when guys comment on what I eat, whether it's like a little or whether it's a lot, because it just frustrates me. It's like, that's not for you to comment on. You don't know how much or how little I ate this morning for me to be eating the amount that I'm eating right now. At this point, I am so irritated. I'm just like, I have been wasting my time for the past, it has only been 45 minutes at this point. So I go to the bathroom and I click at myself. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm leaving. I am leaving. Like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So I go back and I tell him like, oh yeah, it's been nice. I think let's get the check though, because I gotta head out soon. And he's like, oh, already? And in my mind, I'm like, yes, bitch. So then we leave and we part ways, we say goodbye, whatever. And then he literally texts me this. I have to read it out bar for bar because it's too incredible. He said, have a good night, Candy. Get home safe. Smiley emoji. I appreciate your positivity. That was something I needed and it was definitely weight off my shoulders. Hopefully you never went through bad breakups anywhere close to what I went through. Laughing emoji. And then I left him on red because don't text me. Literally do not text me. And then he sent me a moon emoji to try to get me to respond. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, actually, what are you doing? Because here's my thing. Be comfortable with being a bitch. I really don't care. Like, I used to feel so bad and feel like, oh, if I always need to respond to these guys and like I need to explain myself and blah, 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 blah. But no, be a bitch. I really think that your time is your most valuable luxury. It really is. If you don't value your time, that is the easiest way to just hate your life. Just point blank, period. Because if you're giving your time to these dusties, these losers, and feeling like you gotta explain yourself, no, you don't. You can leave the date early. And I don't feel bad for it at all. Because it's like, you are clearly, like, you clearly got some issues to work through, and I am not going to be your therapist. I mean, I already kind of knew this lesson, but it just really reinforced itself to me that night of, you just do not be these men's therapists out here. Do not entertain it. Just like, don't continue further with these people. People need to do their own healing, and no amount of listening or whatever like is gonna help that. Because I feel like when I was younger, I would have mistaken him trauma dumping as, oh, he's being so vulnerable, he trusts me, I must be like someone safe he can trust, and like blah blah blah. No, trauma dumping is the biggest red flag. It shows that they're unhealed, they're emotionally dysregulated, emotionally unintelligent, and also too, it's like, it's just unattractive. It's really, yeah. So that's really it. That's the whole story. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you had anything similar or any kind of ick, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.